favorite kids? I know I use the term kids, and you guys aren't kids anymore, but I'll always think of you as kids since I saw Kyle, I think the first time in Vegas.
Yeah.
And Ty, when you were lighting it up at the Peach Jam. So, Kyle, Guy, Ty Jerome, how you guys doing, first of all? Kyle, you're in Sacramento right now. You got the hood up. You're looking good.
Yeah.
How's life?
Life's good, man. Like I was telling you earlier, we just got back from a road trip. Played the Celtics last night, and we got Denver this weekend. So just enjoying the grind.
How's for you in the NBA? I think I'd say this about both of you guys, and we'll talk about this. A lot of people in high school didn't think either of you would end up in the NBA. What's it been like for you to be in the league? Still be fighting to stay in the league, Kyle, but this is something that I'm sure you always had a dream of, and to be able to realize this right now and play in the league, what's it been like?
Yeah, it's been great. I think kind of in high school, I got a lot of my success later, so it kind of came out of nowhere to most people. And I, as Ty can attest, and the type of people that we've been around in college, it's just like nobody's satisfied once you get here, and I find myself having to reprove myself at every level, regardless of what I've done at the last level. So, keep my head down and sweeping the sheds. As I'm reading this book, Legacy, so I'm got that from that. Just sweeping the sheds, and as Coach Bennett used to say, got the blinders on, just ready to wait for my moment and ready to take advantage of it.
Ty, I know you are in the bubble, quarantining right now in the G League bubble. Trying to get yourself back healthy. Give me kind of the latest of what you were fighting injury-wise and what it's been like for you, because I know you've had a few injuries here since you've been in the league.
Yeah, so first day of training camp this year, like one of the first plays of us going up and down, I got a high ankle sprain. I've been out ever since, so I haven't been up and down in 6 weeks. Just starting to get healthy now. I've been doing rehab for 6 weeks. So hopefully I'll just get out here, get back in shape, get healthy, and get back to playing.
So you got a couple of days in quarantine, and then you'll get a game or two under your belt there, hopefully, and then rejoin the big team?
Hopefully.
What's it been like for you guys in terms of I guess the biggest thing that you learned that prepared you for the NBA under Coach Bennett? Because I always say, there's no better no higher character guy than Tony Bennett in college basketball. No guy who probably teaches you the right things on and off the court. Not that you needed it off the court, but Ty, go first with what was the biggest thing that you learned in college that has helped you in the NBA?
So I think there's a million things that he tells you every day, but I think it's just when you go through experiences and when you go through adversity with somebody like that leading you, that's when you just learn so much through experience. Like we can talk about the UMBC loss. I feel like we talk about it all the time and it gets old. But the fact that like after that game, we came into the locker room and he brought me and Kyle to the podium with him, like purposely, so we could be up there. And he was like, listen, like you can't go back to campus and put your hood up and, put your head down and hide. Like you got to embrace it. Like, and you set an example to all these kids that look up to you about how to bounce back. And it's just like little things like that, like how he always sees like the next step. He always sees like how to fight through adversity. He always has his, like Kyle said, has his blinders on. Like he's so focused. Like I remember after I got drafted, I went back in the summer and like I went to a summer workout and he didn't even know I was in the gym until after the workout ended. Like he's just so focused and just like all that stuff, man. Like he tunes everything out and just there's so many things you take away from him. But just when you go through experiences with somebody like that, you learn so much.
Kyle, when I remember when I saw you, I don't know if you remember, in Charlotte for the ACC Media Day, right after that. And man, you faced the music. Like it's over and over and over that day. And again, that's the beginning of it. So like, that's all anybody wanted to talk about. And I was so impressed, not that I was surprised. I wasn't surprised, but still to see it, how you handled yourself. And like you said, Ty, it started by him putting you in the podium right after the loss. Like, hey, guys, you know what? We're going to face this. We're not going to run away from it. You told the story, too, that day that I always remember. Like, right, you came back to the hotel, and it was the same hotel that you guys stayed in?
Right. Yeah. It was the exact same hotel.
Crazy. I mean, crazy that you couldn't get away from it. But
Right.
how much did that maybe help you that you couldn't get away from it?
Yeah. That day, honestly, was super fun for me because, like,
Was it?
well, at that point, I mean, by the end of the day, I was tired because it got old. But, like, going into it, I was excited because, that was the beginning of next season. So we were so ready to play. And, like, I had 4 or 5 months to think about what my answers were going to be and to, to just listen to Coach Bennett give us all this positivity and him just seeing the glass half full. I didn't even go back to, I don't know, Ty remembers this, the Florida game the year before our freshman year. We got blasted and he put us in at the end of the game and he was grooming us then. He was like, this is like your guys' team. This is the future. Like, let's, start on the right note. So even before the NBC loss, he was grooming us to be able to take things on the chin and keep moving. I mean, he loves Rocky. He talks about it all the time. So, how many hits can you take and keep moving forward? That's him.
So give me a Tony Bennett story from each of you that we wouldn't expect. Give me something, because I know Tony's got some shit to him. Like he's not crazy, right? Like Tony's not nuts, but he's not as buttoned up as everybody thinks he is. Give me something. Come on. There's got to be something here. Nothing? No.
I mean, I think this is good. I think a lot of people think like he's never said a cuss word in his life. Like, dealing with me freshman year or, certain people on ball screens and stuff, he lit into us a little bit. I mean, he always had us over to his house to swim in the pool. I don't think there was anything
crazy.
I don't know, man.
You got anything?
I think, like Kyle said, although I don't think I've ever heard him actually curse. Like,
really, I've heard him. He's said shit before.
Like maybe shit, and then he'll say,
That's
"I'm sorry."
the most.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I got carried away. Like,
yeah.
but people mistake that for him not being passionate. Like we've both been yelled at plenty of times. Like, but it's only like if it's only about like the things that will piss him off. Like.
Yeah.
But if you do, it's like he has like certain pet peeves, like every coach has. If you don't do those, like he'll yell at you. Like I remember this. We were playing Virginia Tech at home our second year. That was the only ACC game we lost. I think we're down.
Oh yeah, game day. I played horrible.
We all did.
That was game day, right?
Yeah. And, we come to the locker room at halftime, and you're like, "Listen, guys, I'm not even gonna yell at you, but we got to get to shooters." And we got to like close out with a stick hand, all this stuff. And like randomly the next word out of his mouth, he's just screaming, like top of his lungs. Yeah. He's like, "Guys, I'm not even gonna yell at you, but you," and he starts screaming.
Yeah.
So it'll be stuff like that. And then he'll just like randomly scream at you and then say sorry after. But like he's just
he ACC tournament freshman year. I played really well the first 2 games. And then the semifinals we played Notre Dame or something. And he took me out and he was like, I wasn't even in the game anymore. And he was writing down on the like a play or something. And he looked at me and he was like you let the lights get to you, like blah blah blah, saying, with your ponytail and all this shit. I was like, yo.
Well, you were like, hey, you were like the most un-Virginia like freshman ever, right? You had the ponytail. You didn't guard anybody, right? You didn't want to guard anybody your freshman year. I mean, let's be honest.
I was great off the ball. I was great defense off the ball.
On the ball, another story. Ty, how much?
That didn't come till second year.
How much did Tony get on him for defense his freshman year?
Man, it honestly wasn't that crazy.
Really?
Because listen, when you can shoot it like that, like you get some more leeway. You know what I mean?
And like, not to mention there was 4 freshmen.
Yeah, we were all together. We
were all together, so we were all at different levels and sharing the heat. I mean, my confidence was so shook defensively in the summer. Ty was bringing the ball up the court, and he just went left to right to like call a play, and I fell. Do you remember that?
Bro, I remember me and Kyle. We in the summer because when we came in, we were going to Spain, so we came into full practices.
Oh, right.
And we started off doing like 3-on-3. Me and Kyle would be guarding each other. It would just be no stops. Like no stops.
Yeah, you had to miss the shot for it to be a stop.
Like no stops. Like not even close. Like it was
At
just.
least Tony knew he had good offensive players. He had a team that was going to be able to
score.
score.
I score. You score. I score. Everyone be yelling, "Get a stop!" Like, you score. I score.
How much in practice is devoted to? And I've been to a few of them, but how much is devoted to defense compared to offense?
I mean, I'd say a lot of it. We start with our, the fundamentals and getting shots, and then you end with shots. And then, I mean, it pretty much starts off with defense and then segues into like live. So you're working on both.
Yeah.
So, and then it's on you to stay after and really like get your shots up and work on your game.
So, all right, let's get to current day Virginia here. I don't know how much you guys have seen them this year. I assume you watch when you can, right? Mm-hmm. As much as you can. Give me your thoughts. They've been kind of up and down. The Virginia fans have not liked me this year. I don't know if you guys have noticed on Twitter, but they really hate me right now. Like now, every fan base hates me at one point or another.
Yeah.
I mean, I went to Arizona and like they hate me there. Like it doesn't matter to me. I don't care.
It's an easy fix though. You just rank us constantly.
Which I did, but they don't forget. They don't forget. They think I hate Virginia. I'm like, can you ask Kyle or Ty? Like, I love Virginia. I love Tony Bennett. I'm not ranking a team that lost to San Francisco.
Well, it's nice to have no bias. It's like
I have no bias.
To see no bias. Yeah.
No, I have zero bias.
No.
Anyway. All right, give me your guys' thoughts on this Virginia team. Obviously, again, you're watching. Kihei's been he's been Kihei. I mean, he just finds a way to. I forget who did they play a couple of weeks ago when he dominated the game. He scored 4 points. Syracuse, when they played Syracuse in the zone.
He was in the middle.
Yeah, he just like torched them. I mean, absolutely just picked that zone apart. What have you guys seen from this Virginia team? Who's watched them more? How much have you guys watched?
Probably the same. I probably missed three games just because I was playing at the same time. Like I missed last night's game because it was at the same time as ours. So, but
so what do you
go
think,
ahead, PG. You go first.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead, Tom.
I think the unique thing about this team is they just have a bunch of new faces. Like Sam hasn't played yet in our system. Trey hasn't played yet in our system. I'm missing, and then some guys that just aren't fully confident in their roles yet. And then Kihei trying to bring it all together. So I think like you watched them get smacked by Gonzaga a few weeks ago, and I actually watched that game. Like I was free for it and got all excited for it.
They did.
Turned it on. We got smacked.
Yeah.
But then like you could just see they didn't even look confident. I mean, like, if you play them, but that team they're gonna get so much better because they're going to get a full year of Coach Bennett's coaching and all that. And then come March, they see that team again. It's going to be way different. You know what I mean? So that's the biggest takeaway, just where we've had teams in our past where, like, by the time our second year, we didn't start out great. But by the time our junior year, me, Kyle, Dre, Mamadi, Jack, we were there for so long. We knew exactly what it was. And frankly, we had really good talent from, through eight guys. And even Marco Anthony, who didn't really play, he was playing really well at Utah State this year. You know what I mean? So we had a lot of talent. But this team's going to be good.
Kyle?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, they got, with Sam and Trey shooting the ball, and then Jay also, like, that's three really, really good shooters. It's like, we just have to, I think we have to find a way when our threes aren't falling is to find a way. We ran a little 3-game. I've been watching Ty, and they've been running 3-game, and that really works when they, with Sam, Trey, and Kihei or Jay or whatever it is. Like, he's definitely figured it out, and they are as a team as well. So I've never been worried about a UVA team. I'd say last year's team gave me some scares, but then they figured they ended it. Whatever they were 9-1 before COVID. So. I've learned to just never be too worried with Coach Bennett.
I also think if Kihei, Trey, and Reese are back together next year, that's going to be a scary.
Reese, that's the other face that we missed. He's been
Reese is good,
just as steady as a freaking rock.
He's
and
gonna
once he
be
gets
really
fully
good.
like confident and stuff, and like fully knows like how to be fully aggressive, he's gonna be special.
Hey, what do you guys think? I don't want to get you in trouble here, but I'm gonna ask anyway. You can defer. You can plead the fifth if you want, but the Tony Bennett NBA talk. A lot of people say he can't make it in the NBA because of his offense. What do you guys think? I think he's a lot like Brad Stevens in his temperament and his personality and his intelligence and just the even keel nature. I think there's a lot of similarities between the two. You guys have been in for a couple of years now. What do you guys think if Tony want? And I know we're not running him out of Virginia. We don't need to get the fan base pissed off at either one of you. But do you think he could be a good NBA coach if he made the move?
I think he could, because he's like, he'll adapt. Like, he doesn't, obviously we have our pack line, but we changed our defense, like how we guarded certain things. We changed it every second or every 2 possessions during the game. And he wasn't afraid to make those adjustments. And offensively, he's got a nice like eye for quick hitters. A lot of our baskets are good looks when on that championship run where, quick hitters, out of bounds plays for the corner against Auburn, for when Dre hit the 3 to tie it, like all these, actually not the one to tie it, the one that was in overtime that was drawn up, like all these things. Even before that, when Ty came back in against Auburn when we were down like 8, and I had an elevator screen. If I wasn't open, I had to drive down and turn around and hit Ty. Like there's so many options off these quick hitters that I think he would have no problem. And he's such, like, how could you not want to like be unified around him, because he's so high character. Like I don't see why it would be a problem.
And he's got no ego. Like, you don't think he has any ego. I know he's got an ego. Like everybody's got an ego.
Everyone does, but
you don't. It's not about him. It's just not about him.
Not even a little bit.
I also think the biggest thing I've learned being in the NBA for this short time, and Kyle could probably attest to this too, is the teams that win either have just, LeBron and, Kawhi and the best players in the world, or they have great cultures.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And if you put Coach Bennett on a team in an organization that has a great culture, he's going to fit right in. And you surround him with guys that buy in, it's a no-brainer. Like, and he'll have to adapt a little bit. You have less time. You have less practice time. You have less time to prepare for games, and you got to do a little more stuff on the fly. But culture, and like, it's not about the pack line. It's about the culture and the stuff he preaches. Like that. That's why Virginia's always successful. It's not like anyone could go try to put the pack line in. But if you know what I mean? It's about what
there's actually quite a few teams that run it. So
exactly. It's about the stuff he preaches and like the type of person he is and how he coaches his players and how he gets the best out of them. So if you put him in a good organization and a good culture, he would be amazing. But don't get like, I'm not trying to tell him to go to the NBA though. Don't.
No, I know. Trust me. That's why what I kind of prefaced it before I asked you guys. I know you want him in Charlottesville forever. I get it.
Unless he can, unless I can play for him again.
There you go. That's it.
Yeah. Then I'll take it.
It's funny because most college guys, once you get to the NBA. I started here in Boston with Rick Pitino. So he coached Antoine Walker at Kentucky, and then he coached him in Boston. And Ron Mercer, same thing. Like those dudes were making more money than him in the NBA. They were like, I can't play for him now. Like I had to deal with him in college and him yelling at me for 48 minutes or 40 minutes in college. I cannot deal with that in the NBA. It's different with you guys because Tony's not a yeller. He's not a screamer. Like he's pretty low key. And that's, again, to me, that's Brad Stevens' strength too. The only thing that I question with Tony is the same thing I question with Brad a little bit. And he doesn't have to deal with it as much, but like coaching a superstar with a huge ego, like Steve Nash right now, having to coach these 3 dudes. Obviously, he's played at the highest level. It's a little different. He's got some juice to him because he's played, and I still don't think it matters. These guys run whatever they want to run. Anyway,
and did you watch him play the Clippers?
I don't need you guys commenting on that. You can bow out of that one. I don't need to get yourself in trouble.
No disrespect to Steve Nash or or any coach in the league, but did you watch them play the Clippers last night? Or 2 nights ago?
Some of it. Yeah, I saw some of it.
Those dudes, Kyrie might be the most skilled dude in the NBA.
Insane.
So when you have a player like that, no one's gonna tell him. No one's gonna hold him back. You don't really have a choice. And you have Kevin Durant, James Harden. It's only so much you could tell those dudes. You know what I mean? And that's with all due respect to coaches and stuff. But when you have players of that caliber, it's different. But
yeah, you're right.
I think but there's not a ton of those guys in the league who, you know what I mean? And everyone's obviously an elite player to be in the NBA, but not a ton of guys who really should be doing whatever they want. You know what I mean?
No, you're right. There's some who think they should be doing whatever they want that aren't good enough, and then there's
at every level. That's at every level.
It's let them go. All right, let's go back. Let's kind of turn the clock back a little bit. So I remember seeing both of you. I was there for that Gardner-Webb game in Columbia. I was shooting back and forth between Columbia and somewhere else. I forget where it was, but I was going back and forth each day. And I remember seeing both of you after that game. And I think both of you told me the same thing. You were both like, we were nervous going to that game. We were nervous going in. Take me through what that was like, because you're waiting, and you're going in thinking like, all right, it happened once. Like, this can't happen again, aren't you?
Absolutely. It's just like when I said with the free throws, it was a good nervous, like a good, like you said, we've been so anxious, just waiting for that game to finally be like, okay, we can right the wrong, right the ship. Obviously we're down again at half, weren't we? And so
it was,
there was some like scares like during the game, but after halftime, I think what did we do? Just look at each other at halftime, like
halftime. Yeah, we were in the locker room and we were just
like, come on, bro,
we won.
We're not doing this again
at halftime. But when we were down 14, and I think they hit a floater, and it was damn near a road game in there.
Yeah,
they hit a floater. We caught timeout, and we were walking back to the huddle, and I was like, "Oh my God, we're about to lose again." No, I was so the most nervous. I don't really get nervous. Like Purdue, Auburn, Texas Tech, it was. We were all calm. Kyle was like, "Yo, don't worry, we're gonna win." I was like, "Yeah, we're everyone was poised." You know what I mean? Right. That game, that's the most nervous I've ever been in my life.
So the locker room at halftime, is it like you can hear a pin drop, like you're looking at each other, or is somebody vocal?
No, once we got to halftime, it was like, oh yeah.
Yeah, the pen could drop for the pen could drop for 10 seconds, and then we just kind of looked up at each other like,
what do we do?
Here we go, and then we figured it out.
I think going into the half, we cut it to 6, and we went on a 8-0 run, and they stopped scoring, and then they scored 14 points in before we came out the game in garbage time.
You made it entertaining. I mean, it was fun for that. I mean, I know it wasn't
our job,
for you guys, but it was entertaining for me sitting there saying, at least it's going to be a game in the second half. Yeah. Nobody thought it would be. Yeah. All right, so then let's move forward to the Elite Eight. Maybe one of the greatest.
Yes, say it.
NCAA tournament history. I mean, the shit that happened in that game was just insane. Carson, right? You're watching Carson. What are you thinking when Carson Edwards is just going ballistic?
I'm like, damn, that's great defense for 90% of his shots. I remember telling every person that guarded him, and I was guarding him too, so I didn't tell myself this, but I was like, that's good defense. Don't worry about it. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, God, he's got 40. Somebody's got to stop him.
Did you guys 43. Know he had whatever? I don't even know what finished with 42. I think
he finished with 42.
Yeah. Did you know? I mean, are you aware at that point?
I didn't know it was 42, but I knew it was a lot. I knew it was over 30.
I thought it was 65.
That's what it felt like.
Bro, I've never after a game, Kyle knows how competitive I am. I don't care who you are. I'll never want to talk to you, win or lose. If you're not on my team, I don't care about you. After that game, and I knew him a little bit. He was in our high school class, so I kind of knew him. After that game, I went home. I messaged him on my Instagram, and I said, "Bro, that was the craziest performance I've ever seen in my life, played against or watched." And I just want to say, I almost felt bad he lost. I was like, bro, I just want to say,
he didn't deserve to lose.
He didn't, but someone had to. I didn't want it to be us. So
thanks.
I was like, listen, bro. And then after that, we had the same agent, so we did pre-draft together. We became super close. But
really?
I remember telling him, like, yo, that was the craziest performance I've ever seen in my life. Like, that was.
All right. So take me, both of you, take me through from your vantage points with whatever it was, 6 seconds left. And your vantage point, Ty, was a little clearer than Kyle's. Missing the free throw. You down 2, you missed the free throw. Go ahead. I mean, did it feel like an eternity? Was it like, oh my God?
Can you set the record straight really quick? Yep. Were you trying to miss? Because I'm pretty sure you said you weren't purposely trying to miss.
But you know how you just do stuff subconsciously?
Yeah.
So I made the first one. I looked at Coach Bennett and I was like, yo, do I miss it? And he didn't answer me. I was like, wait, do I want to miss it or not?
First time he's speechless in his life.
When I was shooting, I didn't know. I really didn't know if I wanted to miss it or make it or not.
Really? You had no idea?
I had no idea. I just kind of just put it up there. Like, I didn't know if I was supposed to miss it, supposed to make it. I didn't know. Because if I knew 100% I was going to miss it, I would have missed off the backboard or aim for the backboard. That's how we practice misses. But I really didn't know. I was like, do I miss it?
Short. Right, it was short.
It was just short. Yeah, front rim. And Mommy tipped it out.
Yep.
And honestly, when the clock was winding down, I didn't even look at the clock. The buzzer was going to go off any second. I ran to half court and I said, Kia, give me the ball. I'm gonna give me the ball. And he threw it to Mommy. And I was like, oh my God.
Are you thinking game's over at that point? Because your back is to the basket at that point?
No, I'm kind of like I'm kind of squared up, like diagonal to the basket. Like I'm at like right in front of half court. I ran to half court. He chased it down. I'm like calling for it, like come on. And then I see the ball go all the way to Mamadi, and I'm just like, oh my God, like watching it.
Yeah.
Like, you know what happened?
Total shock.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle, go ahead. I don't even remember where you were on this play.
Well, so I'm in the same spot as him, just on the other side of the court. We both ran for the ball to half court. What happened was when it got tipped out, me and Kihei were next to each other, and he's just faster than me, so he got the ball first. So I broke off and was like, same thing Ty said, give me the ball. I'm shooting, like, give me the ball. And of course, he didn't listen, and he throws a rifle. I thought we won for some reason. If you even listen to the announcer on the game, he said we won for the win. So for some reason, I thought we won. I was going crazy. And then they said overtime. I was like, oh. Okay. And I had to like rewire real quick, but yeah.
Like celebrating as if you won. When he makes that shot, you think in your mind, we just won.
Yeah. That's bad court awareness on my part, but.
So Ty doesn't know if he's supposed to make or miss the free throw. You have no idea if you've won or you're going to overtime. Basically, like all hell just breaks loose. Like it was
organized chaos. Because Kihei was calm.
It was both sides though, because like play before that, Carson Edwards comes down, takes a fadeaway 3, goes off the backboard and goes in. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, listen, like to win an NCAA tournament, you need some luck, but you got to put yourself in that position to get lucky. You know what I mean? So like, it's just how it goes. The ball has to bounce your way sometimes.
How many times have you guys seen that play? How many times do you think? Hundreds? Thousands?
What play? Oh, how many times have I watched it?
Yeah, have you watched it after?
Oh yeah, ton of times.
Yeah, that's like so honestly, before even after the Carson Edwards bank 3, I grew up with Ryan Klein. Like, he's a tremendous shooter. Yeah. When he was a free throw line, I was like, "There's no way he's missing this," and he went 1 for 2. Yeah. So that's the only reason we
had a chance.
That play even happened. So there's a lot of stuff that had to happen. That's why it's one of the best games ever. You had, you had a collective effort of Virginia. Like all of us were scoring and hitting on all cylinders. Carson, 42, and then buzzer beaters, overtime, 80 points. It's crazy. Somebody with a freaking blonde tie-dye hair or whatever. So it was everything you can wish for.
That play, though, is just so crazy how that pass Kihei made. Like, you watched.
And Mamadi to just not bring it down.
Right.
Bro, I've never seen Mamadi catch a ball high and keep it high his entire life.
Never.
He'll always bring it down?
He doesn't even shoot, like, quick release shots. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, he's a good shooter when his feet are set. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. But he's never catch high, keep high. No, only Kyle did that shit in college.
It's crazy. I mean, seriously, it's one of the craziest endings ever. I mean, literally what you guys went through in that whole run was insane. I mean, if you think back to the last 2 years of college and the highs, lows, and the drama that was involved, I don't think anybody can match that. Seriously, maybe like Christian Laettner, maybe.
And the craziest thing is, like, I grew up, like, my dream was to play in the NBA, but I grew up watching March Madness. Like, every year, March Madness was the biggest thing for me.
Yeah, same.
So I look back on that now, I'm like, we really did it. Like, we really did that. And me and Dre and Kyle, we still talk about it. Like, bro, we really went to Virginia. And then we said we were going to do it, and we really did it. And then we lost UMBC. Then we came back and actually did it. So it's just crazy to think about. And then, like, now it's like, all right, got to do it again. But the NBA is just so different because you don't grow up, like, wanting to win an NBA championship. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now obviously you do. You goal shift. But, like,
yeah,
when you grow up, it's like, yo, I want to play in the Final Four. Look how crazy that looks.
Yeah. No, well, because you're thinking that's more attainable, right?
Probably, or it's the closer step, or maybe it's the camaraderie. Like, I don't know. The college is like, and the college experience we had, I feel like you'll never have that much, like, fun playing basketball again, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, Final Four, Auburn, another one that's a nail biter. All right, first of all, Kyle, you got fouled, right? He got you on the leg, clearly, didn't he?
It wasn't even just the leg; it was the whole body. Like A to B. Come on, this is a Rest dream call right here. A to B.
That's elementary level school stuff.
Bruce Pearl didn't think so. We lose Ty?
Yeah, no, he's good.
Yeah, Bruce Pearl certainly didn't think that Bryce Brown got you there.
I
Huh?
mean, it was Samir Dowdy actually.
No, wasn't it Bryce Brown guy?
It was Dowdy. Bryce Brown was the one that was doing the choke behind.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. But which is funny because I played summer league with him that same summer.
Really?
So that was fun. Yeah.
And then Jared Harper was on a 2-way with Phoenix last year.
Yeah, small circle.
So give me that game and towards the end of that game, and obviously Kyle, those three free throws. Ty said he didn't really get nervous too much. Like, you think about that, there's no more pressure than that. I mean, seriously, there's 0.6 left I guess in the national title game, that would be the only other way.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because, like, you grow up wanting to hit buzzer beaters, not like
free throws.
Oh, we got fouled. I got to make these free throws. You know what I mean? So, like, that aspect of it was a little different. But I mean, even before that, we were up 8. Ty gets his 4th foul. We go down 8 or something like that, up 6 maybe. Then we go down 8. Then Ty comes back in, and we have to work our way all the way back again from a deficit. And we did it again in the freaking championship. We're up again. Then we went down 8 or 10. So it just made it harder than it needed to be. But then I don't even remember exactly, like, the numbers exactly, but I know I hit a 3 before that, and then that's when we fouled Jared Harper and he went 1 for 2.
Yeah.
Is that how it happened? Yeah. So then we were
that three you hit was might have been one of the toughest shots.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
Right off balance, right? Like fading.
I thought he was gonna jump because he sprinted and he didn't. It was great defense. He didn't even flinch. So I had to shoot again.
Like, you were dead. Like, you guys at that point, like, it didn't look good by any means.
We dug ourselves in a hole again. Yeah, it was. And then
so we're down 4.
4. Yeah, 4.
Down 4, and then I hit the 3.
Fouled Jared Harper.
Right. So with 10 seconds left, you're down 4. You got the ball, basically.
And then Ty double dribbles. Oh man. I mean,
honestly,
people
thank God he fouled me when I picked the ball up because I was getting ready to launch it from half court. So thank God he found me after that too.
That would have been a whole different story. Me and Ty would be friends right now.
Launch it from half court.
All right, so you go up there for the free throws, and you're thinking what, Kyle? Like, do you even remember at all what's going on?
Yeah, no, actually, I remember that part super vividly. So, I like when people are heckling me. That's always been kind of my thing. So I just naturally like when there's kind of pressure, or or, you know, there's a big moment on the line. And, you know, I just kept telling myself, like, this is literally like everything you dream for, like championship on the line. There's 87,000 people here with however many million watching, like your whole family's here. Like, this is to be like a legendary team for your school. Like, why not me? And that gave me a sense of like motivation, confidence to just like, because obviously anyone who says they weren't nervous, like in my shoes, would be like, being nervous, man, that means you're alive. So I knew I was like nervous, but it was a good nervous. Like, I have a chance to do this great thing. And so first one, money. Second one was a little bit off. I remember Ty even saying like he like leaned the way it was supposed to go, so it would, you know, he could use the
Bro,
force.
I thought that shit was left. I was about to cry.
Yeah. If it,
like is it like a pitcher throwing a no-hitter and nobody says anything to you, just kind of slaps you as you're going to the line?
Well, so after I hit I don't remember if anyone shook my hand in between the first and second free throws, but I remember they called timeout to try to ice me, and like Jay and Jack came over to me and like to give me like a hug, damn near. I'm like, yo,
get away.
Job's not finished. You know, job's not finished. And so I went and did my own thing. I had no idea. Once again, coach probably told us if we were in, you know, a full court zone or we were denying someone. I had no idea. I just knew I was going to make this last free throw, and whatever happened after that, I would figure it out. So if you watch after I hit, I'm like looking like, okay, what am I doing now?
No idea.
No clue. I had no clue.
Damn. Ty, what are you thinking when he's going to the line? Are you like looking, or are you like kind of like one of these where you're kind of afraid to look in a way?
I was behind him, right behind him, like literally the same angle he has shooting the ball. I'm at half court, right behind him, like straight in line. Mm-hmm. And once the first one went in, I was like, all right, we're good. Like, there's no way. I was like, there's no chance he misses 2 in a row. So worst case, we go to overtime. You know what I mean? There's no way he's missing 2 in a row. And I was like, we go to overtime, whatever. Like, that's the worst case. You know what I mean? So once he makes the first one, I was like, oh, pressure's off. Like, we're good. And then the second one, I was like, oh my God, I look left. So there's a picture of like me, Kihei, I think Dre's close to us. And I'm like, and it looks left. And I think I grabbed Kihei or something like that. And that went in. And once we got the timeout, when we got to the line, honestly, I had no doubt he was making a third one. Like, no doubt he was making a third one. And then, like Kyle said, it wasn't enough time for him to throw it and catch and shoot and all that. So yeah, that's just crazy. Like when you win that game like that, it's crazy.
No, it's not.
This movie's gonna be so good.
The movie is gonna be good. Who's gonna play each of you in the movie? Who's you guys thought about this? Who's playing you? Kyle, I can barely see you, by the way. The light is it went dark. I don't know if in Sacramento it's now probably dark out.
Yeah, it's getting dark. Sorry, a little better.
Yeah, a little better. Yeah. Who's playing
me? I don't know. George Clooney's going to play Tony. Or Jay Wright could play him. Jay Wright could play him.
George Clooney's going to be like 75 years old at that point, still looking good.
I want to start acting, man, one day. So I'm going to play myself.
You're going to play yourself?
Yeah,
all right. All right. Yeah. Kyle, you can play yourself too.
Yeah, you
guys can
cool with that.
Right. Why not? All right. Fast forward. You win the whole thing. You beat Texas Tech to win the whole thing. Give me the emotions, and then I want to know what the night was really like. Like, I know you guys are chill guys and whatever, but like to go from that low to that high in a year, I want like, were there ragers? I mean, were we partying hard that night, or could you not?
I'll go first. So first off, it's not like we're in Charlottesville. So like, it's not like we're just hustling back. So, frats and bars, you know what I mean? Like, that wasn't a thing. And for me, like the best part of it, the utopia was afterwards. Like, we had fun, but it was like our family was around us. We were all in the hotel, or we had the whole floor, whatever it was, 3rd floor, like just for our family or whoever we gave our tickets to. And so it was kind of like it ended how it started.
They were consoling you a year ago.
Consoling us a year ago, right, at the hotel again. And then so this time, it was, we were up late, but there was no ragers that I'm aware of. I would have liked an invite if there was. So it was just, like I said, all of us together with our families and just kind of trying to sink in, let it sink in.
Disbelief in a way, right? Yeah. A little bit of disbelief of again, just kind of, this is what you set out to do, and to be able to do it and come from when you were the joke. I mean, you were the butt of the joke for a year. And then, like, I remember Ty, who was it? Pat Forty that you went after in the press conference. It was so good. Kyle, you weren't there, but it was phenomenal.
But it wasn't like that article was in my mind, like the whole tournament run. I just remember after we left UMBC, I might have had to get surgery on my toe. So I was in the doctor's office. I'm just scrolling through my phone or whatever. I'm on Twitter and I see the article. So I start reading it. And it's like, yeah, Virginia has no NBA players, maybe one in DeAndre Hunter, all like their joke of college basketball, like all this shit, right? All this crazy stuff, right? Like just killing us. Like not like, oh damn, they got upset. Like it's destroying us. So remember, I think the name sounded familiar when you asked me the question in the media room. So then I just said something. I was like,
it was funny. Not a lot of guys.
What did he say back? What did they say back?
I think he was cool. Like, I
don't. Yeah, he was. Yeah,
he
and
was
then he came, and after he won, he came up to me. He was like, "I'm sorry," all this stuff. And I was like, "Yeah, it's not personal, man."
I mean, listen. You know me. I'll own it. Like, we make mistakes, and honestly, just own up to them. When you make a mistake, if you own up to it, I mean, shit, it's like A-Rod, right? Like A-Rod owned up to it. Mark McGuire didn't. Look at the difference how they're treated, right? I mean, just own up. If you screw up, own up to it. And I've made plenty of mistakes. But if you have an opinion, you're gonna make mistakes.
Like, I think that one just stood out to me because he was like killing us.
Yeah,
it was. He definitely was.
And my take always is, hey, when you're NBA players, it's different. It's different. I can kill you a little bit more when you're making money to play the game. But when you're in high school, I'll never kill a high school kid ever. Yeah, when you're in college, I'm not going to kill a college kid ever.
Right. And it's one thing to listen, like that's the life we chose. Like, listen, the reason we make so much money playing this game is because of the crazy fans and all the clicks and all the entertainment. Like, it's a part of it is entertainment business. You know what I mean? But like the stuff he was writing in that article was like, Tony Bennett can never be successful. Like, he's a joke. And it's like, bro, like, right. First of all, he's been to Elite Eight, Sweet 16 twice, like round, like only one team.
So he's already successful.
Yeah, he's already successful. Like, it's just like,
he's owned Kay and Roy. He's owned Kay and Roy in the ACC regular season for the last 7 years.
Yeah. And like, it took Coach K, like what, 10 years to win a national championship?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So like, he was running all this crazy stuff. And that's why part of it was like, when we did it, I was so happy that we could be the first team to do it for Coach Bennett too. So like, everyone could like just get off his back too, you know what I mean? Because like that stuff is so stupid. You get upset, it happens. You know what I mean? Like,
did he get emotional after that game? Did you ever see him get really emotional? No.
He put his head down right when we won.
Yeah. He was probably doing his own. He's in his own way doing his thing when we won. I mean, he's always in good spirits, so he's always smiling. But like, you could just see the joy when we were up there on the podium doing, he slapped the name on the board and they were doing the awards and all that stuff. Like that was as happy. And then when we were in the locker room with all the ex-players and ex-coaches, like that was a special moment that I'm sure was probably one of his favorites.
Yeah, I think there's two of like the top 5 moments of my life was probably watching One Shining Moment with Dre and Kyle, like sitting there, and our whole team, but me, Dre, and Kyle were just sitting there like on the floor just watching it. That's probably one of the most special moments. I look at that picture all the time. Like, and then in the locker room, we came back and we always do this post game thing. We put our arms around each other, and when Coach Bennett said, he was like, "Listen, guys, like this is so special, but stay humble." And I was like, what coach like says that?
Where
shit?
Are you from?
Yeah, like most coaches humble, running, throwing, and he's like, we got like Joe Harris and Justin Anderson, and was Malcolm there? I think so.
Yeah, he was there. I think so.
Yeah. Ron Sanchez, everyone.
Yeah, Ron Sanchez. We got all these former guys in the locker room. All these guys are in the NBA, and so they basically paved the way for us to be able to do this. And we're all in the locker room, and coaches like just look around you, like this moment will last forever. And like there's a video of that too that I look at all the time. And like those 2 moments, like that's just crazy, man.
I'll tell you what, it's I don't know what number it makes it, but it's up there with greatest stories in NCAA tournament history. I mean, again, because of where you were, so where you went, right? I mean, like that's the remarkable part of it, and that's probably what made it so much more gratifying to be able to do it, right? I mean, to this day, don't you feel like the two of you and obviously Dre and Kihei and Mamadi, like you're always going to have this bond, aren't you?
Without a doubt. Even now, like me and Kyle could go 2 weeks without speaking, and like we get on the Zoom right now, and it's not awkward at all. You know what I mean? Like it's just the same. Like we see each other, and it's cool. You know what I mean? Like it's just, and it's deeper than like, oh hey, what's up? Like it's like I'll watch Sacramento games without even talking to him, and hope he plays and hope he gets his chance. Like in the preseason when he was hooping like that and killing, I didn't even have to reach out to him. He knew but I'm watching him. You know, I'm rooting for him. Like it's just different. And, like same with Kihei now. Like I watch him. If he reaches out to me for advice, I'm always here. If not, I'm just watching and rooting for him. And then when we all see each other again, we're gonna have a great time. So it's like that thing just brings you so close. And we're all at different points in our lives right now. So like it's different, but like we'll never. Even Mamadi, I haven't spoken to Mamadi in a while, but when I see him again, like it's gonna be, you know, like best friends. I haven't seen each other in a while. Yeah, exactly. So like
pick right up where you left off.
It's just
and you probably will you guys talk? Like, do you think you will? Because you can embrace now the UMBC loss, right? You can embrace it. Is it now where you'll talk about everything? You think like in 20 years when you guys get together for a reunion, will it be UMBC and the national title run?
Well, one, yes, but even, I mean, we talked about it. Do you remember we were in Isaiah Wilkins and Jack Salt's apartment, and we were literally reading off who had the worst DMs? Mm-hmm. Do you remember this? We literally were reading who had the people who hated us the most, like whether it was death threats or like whatever it was. Like we were just reading them off and we were laughing about it. I think while they were playing Kansas State, because that's the only other game I really watched until the championship.
Really? Yeah. And I remember usually right when the season ends, usually like a week right when the season ends, we would like have some fun, relax. I remember me and Kyle, vividly remember we were in a car together. We went to Zaxby's. I don't know if you remember this. We drove to Zaxby's and we're like, all right, bro, like, because we're like, all right, take this week to decompress, like whatever. We didn't work out. We, ate fried chicken, a bunch of BS, and we're like, yo, let's take this week to decompress. Then we'll start working out again. We're just talking about all these different things. Like this summer, I'm gonna do this. Kyle got invited to like some USA team, and he was like, yo, I might do this. I don't know though, because I might want to stay here and like really lift and all this stuff. And like we just planned out exactly what our summer was gonna be. And, like we went out and did it. Like we planned it, we did it, and we executed it. And it was like you think about stuff like that, and that's what makes it so cool. You know what I mean? I think to answer your reunion question, I'm just excited to see if Mamadi has kids and if Dre has kids. That's what I'm most excited to see.
Yeah.
And me too.
Sure.
That's cool.
Do you have a kid yet, Kyle? No.
All
right. You never know. You move quickly.
I do move quickly.
The rest of us on this planet. All right.
That's true, but
it's a fair question.
It's a fair question,
right?
But no, listen. by the reunion, yes, I will. But I am excited for the reunion. That'd be so much fun.
Love you guys. I mean that. Love you guys. It was great seeing you. It was great reminiscing. I mean that. And it's been too long, Kyle. I saw Todd last year right before the pandemic, actually, right before it hit.
Right.
My wife, my daughter, and I were out there in San Fran.
San Francisco, yeah.
Yeah. So it was good to see you then. And listen, keep grinding, both of you. I mean it. I'm really proud of both of you. Get 10, 12 years in this damn league. Save your money, but enjoy it too. Enjoy it. Spend some money, but save some money. How's that? Everybody says save it all. Fuck that.
Nah, you work too hard to save it all.
You work too hard to save everything. Yeah.